Hey everybody, what is up? Fourth Seraph here, and today we are talking a little bit about Call of Duty 2 because they made it backwards compatible. They did this a while ago with Black Ops 1, and it was extremely successful. Over 30,000 people playing on the first day at one time. They sold a lot of copies. It was really successful, and it was really fun. I went back and played quite a bit of that. My old Xbox 360 account is not the same one I'm using now, so I had to like re-level up and everything, but it was really fun to like progress through the levels and make some videos about it and do some of that. And so I was pretty excited for Call of Duty 2. I do own that game, and occasionally whenever I'll have like friends over or something, we sometimes go back and play it, and so I do actually think it is a really good game, but it is definitely different than the Call of Duty that we know today, not just because it's boots on the ground, but there's no sprinting. It just feels different. It feels older. I feel like Call of Duty 4 is the first one where you pick it up and you feel like this is Call of Duty. Things may have been refined, the graphics may have been improved, but this is Call of Duty. And Call of Duty 2 has similarities, but since COD 4, not too much has changed. Like, they've added the movement system and things like that, but Call of Duty 2, because the pacing is so significantly different, it feels so much slower. It feels a lot more similar to Counter-Strike than it does to, like, Black Ops 3 or any more recent Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 even. And I went on, and honestly, like, I had fun for, like, 2 games. I'm kind of confused why they made this one backwards compatible. I understand not wanting to do any of the Modern Warfare series since they are doing the remastered of Call of Duty 4 and probably have plans to bring back some of the other ones, but to me it seems like World at War would have been the best Call of Duty to do this for. They already did Black Ops 1 and don't want to do anything newer than that, it seems like, but going all the way back to Call of Duty 2, like, even playing on Xbox One, the servers absolutely suck. I had terrible lag, which you might be able to see. It's always a little different in the recording than it actually is me watching it on my screen. But every server was laggy. Every game I played, it was not unplayably bad, but it was never really smooth for more than like 30 seconds to a minute. The hit detection in that game is definitely very old. It's like kind of a crapshoot. I actually found that not scoping in with the sniper gives you about the same chance of actually hitting them. So I just began actually no scoping people because I found that was more effective. And overall, pretty much everyone just kind of wanted to go back and snipe, which is weird because that's not like one of the sniping like trick shot in Call of Duty. I put my sensitivity on high. It only gives you 4 options: low, medium, high, and very high. And let me tell you, high is about 3 or 4 sensitivity. I know because on one of my friend's consoles, PS4, that I record all of the DLC videos on, he used to play on sensitivity 3. And so I know what that sensitivity is like because I'd always go and play for a minute and be like, this is so slow, and then have to bump it up to around 6 or 7 where I play at normally. And I just kind of went in, and it didn't seem like there was a community. It didn't seem like there were a lot of people playing. Like, even when I went into Black Ops, which has a huge list of game modes, pretty much all the ones we have today, right? There certainly weren't a lot of people in every lobby. It was pretty much like team deathmatch, search and destroy, and maybe domination. But every one had some people in it. I could go in and I could play a game of Sabotage, a very unpopular game mode, and still find a lobby. But in this, I literally couldn't find a lobby outside of like deathmatch and team deathmatch. And like, I couldn't go in and play headquarters. And it just didn't feel like this one worked. I don't know, maybe I missed something or was on at the wrong time of day or whatever. But I honestly just feel like they brought back the wrong game, and I don't know why. Now, you guys know that I love Call of Duty World at War, but it's not just because of that I think it's the one that should be brought back. To me, it just seems like the right choice. You want to do something older than Black Ops. You don't want to do Call of Duty 4 because that game's being remade right now, so you don't want that to be playable on Xbox One. And so Call of Duty World at War is just kind of the natural choice. But for some reason, it's just not there. Now, this might be because they do have plans to remake this one to be, come out with the next Treyarch-made Call of Duty as some type of pre-order bonus, since Call of Duty 4 was so successful as a pre-order bonus. But who knows? Anyways, it just kind of seems like Activision has no idea what they're doing anymore. They just kind of do things without thinking them through, because Call of Duty 2 is just such an old game that it's not really gonna be that fun anymore. It's the same thing when you go back and watch old TV shows that you remember being so good, but most of them don't hold up anymore just because of technology and things like that. Story writing is better, more money is put into things like that, the animation is better, and most old TV shows just suck. They just honestly do. There are very few good ones out there. I know, because I've gone back and watched quite a few. I love on Netflix when they put old stuff up. I always go, and I can barely make it through an episode of most of the shows I loved as a kid, even ones that had a little bit more mature themes, but they just don't hold up because what we have today in a lot of ways is so much better. Same with old movies, same with a lot of stuff. They just didn't have the ability to create like we do today because so much more money is poured into all those creative things and everything. And Call of Duty 2 in its time was an amazing game, but it just doesn't seem like it works anymore in this era. And so that's kind of my thoughts about it. I was a little confused. I was excited. It was nice to play a couple games, but Black Ops, I occasionally go back and play a game or two, but I feel like I'll probably never put Call of Duty 2 into my system again, despite the fact that it is available. It just seems like something where I just wouldn't really want to play with all the games that are available to me today, and so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I had a little bit of confusion on why they chose that one. But anyways, guys, if you haven't checked out my G Fuel giveaway, make sure to do that. Leave a thumbs up and a comment. It really helps. And if you enjoyed the video, why not share it? I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below too about this whole thing, whether you really like Call of Duty, whether you're indifferent, whether you hate it, whatever. Let me know. Until next time, I will see you guys online.